impressed.
Okay. Well, welcome to another episode of Help with Natalie.
I like the backdrop.
I'm here with...
It needs an outline, though.
Yeah, it needs an outline on the
Like
your
a-
name.
It needs a shadow on the...
Yeah.
The shadow, yeah.
I'm here with the amazing Don Jamieson and Jim Florentine.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. We're going to work together. Well, or I don't know when this comes out, but we've worked together.
We work together.
And it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Jim?
Yeah, I'm good.
We've been here for a while.
You have?
Where?
Here.
Yeah, we have. We actually did a whole podcast before the podcast. Now we have nothing to say.
I suppose so.
Look, as long as we got Natalie's good side.
The
with
whole...
the
We had to do a
straightaway
whole...
shot.
No, I got the bad side. She says that's the bad side.
We had to do a whole setup because the right side of my face I got from my dad, the left side I got from my mom.
So you don't like your dad?
I love my dad, but his nose is bigger.
Than your mom's?
Yeah, my mom has a very cute, small button nose, and my dad has more of
I don't make you feel self-conscious, but...
Right, but how is how is it one side your dad's, one side your mom's? So one side is bigger then?
Yeah, it's very interesting. There isn't. It's a symmetry thing for sure. There's a lack of symmetry.
I don't know what that means.
So what do you think the best advice you ever received is, Don?
Can you use smaller words with us?
I was in Boston, and on Sunday, this guy came up to me, and he was making awkward small talk at the merch table, and he's like, "So you know Florentine?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That was it."
That was it?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing else to say.
Right. And then just stood there awkwardly.
And then
the rest
I
of
was
the
like,
time?
"Yeah," and he's like, "That's cool. So you know Jim and Don?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay."
Cool.
Did
You
he
want to
buy
buy
anything?
something?
Did he buy anything?
He bought a shirt.
All right, yeah.
He bought a shirt.
I did one of the first rock tours I ever did, this band Faster Pussycat, and they hired a porn chick to do the merch. That was magical to watch every night because guys would just creep around the table, like with their phone, pretend they're looking at their phone, and they're snapping pictures of her. And she would just call me. She'd go, "Come over here. A guy taking pictures of me. Why don't you come over here and spend some money?" And they go, "Oh, no, I wasn't taking pictures." She go, "I know you were taking pictures. Come on, at least buy something." So she would sell them. Or guys would just come up and be like creepy, like this guy was with you. And then go, "Do you want anything?" And you go, "How much is that patch?" The
cheapest thing.
He's just trying to rap with her, Yeah, that's $5. 10 minutes later, you'd see the guy at the ATM machine in the club, all the money, and him walking out with a box of merch.
Well, when we did the show in Vineland, New Jersey, we had a whole we had a whole store.
Yeah.
We had a whole store set up. You guys have books, vinyls.
Yeah.
I had my shirts.
Yeah.
And then people would come. They would literally go to the ATM, and they would it was like they were shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cute.
The Comedy Superstore.
It is a comedy superstore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the merch table is always
The
interesting.
merch table is fun.
Yeah, because you're behind there. They got you trapped if you're selling stuff, so they could just lurk around and hang. And
It's a lot.
Yeah.
They do have you trapped.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's easier for us as guys. You got a creepy guy just hanging around. You're like, is this guy going to follow me out to the park? Like, we don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah. Or at least if a guy goes, "Oh, tell me a really boring story," I'll be like, whoa. Wait, oh my God, tell Jim about that. This is hilarious. Wait, Jim, listen to the story. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and I leave for a half hour.
Are they still standing there when you come back?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, "I'll be right back," and then they're still standing there, and it's like,
But then I'll pass it off to him, or he'll pass it off to me, and
do you do that with women?
no comment.
no, but I'm just trying to think of something we just happened the other day. The guy was telling me, he goes, this would be a good bit about being on the plane because you don't have to show anything. You just swipe or something. I go, he's like, this would be a good thing for your routine. He was telling me after the show, and I was with Don. I go, tell Don that. He goes, why? I go, because he does a whole bit about being on a plane, and he's looking for other material.
Well, I've never written one airplane joke.
Yeah.
In my life.
And I go, tell him. He's like, okay. I go, yeah. He goes, no, because I go, just so save it. Tell him. I go, you got to tell Don. I go, Don. like that.
And he's walking around with a cooler full of beer. He's hammered.
Yeah.
And I just ran out of the room. I go, I'll be right back. I got to get paid.
Oh my God.
And I just hid around the corner and kept peeking out until the guy gave up.
One of my favorite moments is when we left the show and we were driving in separate cars. I was driving in one car, and then you two were driving in another car, and we kept meeting each other at red lights.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was so fucking funny.
Like Natalie's gonna think we're stalking her.
Okay, so really the theme of my podcast, as you asked, I'd like to find out the best advice you've ever received.
Wear a condom.
I like your son a lot.
Well,
Don't trust a woman when she says she's on the pill.
yeah, that's the second part of that piece of advice.
Okay, that is good. That's good advice. I can't really take that advice. I can't really wear a condom.
Right, but you could say you're on the pill and you're not. If you like a man and you want to trap him, right?
You don't want to trap anybody.
There's no one to trap.
Right, but if you meet somebody in a couple of years and you're like, I might lose this guy, this is a good way to keep him.
I can't think of anyone that.
Yeah, you haven't met him yet, but I mean,
Yeah.
right.
If you meet someone famous like Jim and you want to get a part of that fortune,
But
you might.
the amount of money that a guy would have to have for you to want to trap him, I feel, is pretty significant. No,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you met a guy that had a ton of money, multi-millionaire, and you feel like he's kind of like, I want to keep this guy around.
right?
If I have a baby with him, he's going to stick around, or even if not, at least I'll be financially well off.
Yeah,
Do you tell him, yeah, I'm on the pill, and then really you're
Natalie's
not?
not like that.
I'm not. I'm very, very honest.
She's not
to
like
a
one of those
fault.
basketball chicks.
Right.
I'm too honest. It's gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So you wouldn't like, because those basketball groupies, they'll like, the guy will wear a condom and he'll like put it, he'll
And then
take
they
it
poke
off.
holes in it.
Poke holes, or they
Yeah.
take it off and they throw it in the garbage in the bathroom and they go in and get the semen.
Is it true that when semen touches the air, then it's no good? Because that's what I heard. It's weird to like
After
take
this,
this.
I don't care what it touches. I'm flushing the condom down the toilet. I'm not
feel
taking
like,
any
what do they
chance.
take it and
Yeah.
like squeeze it
I'll
out?
have
Like,
soup.
Yeah, they put like some kind of, they put it back in
They
them
put it in
somehow.
their purse.
they
and then
can't squeeze it back. It doesn't
Yeah,
work
they
like if
can.
it touches the air,
can.
it's
Yeah, have
no
you-
good.
No, I'm saying, but no, it's still good. But also, if it's in a
No.
condom,
No, you haven't seen my
if
loads.
there's a load in the condom, they
Yeah.
just take the condom and
Yeah.
bring it back home, and they.
Right.
What
there's
are
a
they
way
going
to
to do?
it.
Scoop it in?
Yeah, you scoop it.
It's
Somehow.
no good.
Yeah, you
once it's
you take a
once
shovel
it's
or
out.
something.
No.
No.
Yes.
true.
I believe. Trust me. My luck was I would have super semen that could withstand anything, and they would take a turkey baster and squirt it in.
Wait, so why would it die on the outside but not inside?
Because on the inside, it's like vacuum to vacuum. It's like it's vacuum proof. I heard that semen can't touch the air.
What if a girl's a big vagina though and it's not vacuum proof?
Well,
Yeah.
that's why it's so hard to get pregnant sometimes.
Right. What if you can't touch the
Well,
sides?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Then
leaks
there's gonna
out.
be a lot
If
of
someone's
air.
like, I'm having trouble getting pregnant, they just have a
And
real
yeah.
loose, goofy pussy.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a loose pussy, I mean, that's going to leak out, and you're going to have to call
Right.
a plumber.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
That's I think
Yeah.
that's the issue.
But that's good advice because I talk about like, I think most people younger than us, which is most people, they don't use condoms, which is weird to me because it's not about even the pregnancy. It's like catching something too.
Lasting longer.
I had sex with someone who had a vasectomy and still wanted to use a condom.
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, I know. Women take that personally.
No.
Why do you still want
Because you never know.
What don't you know?
You might have monkeypox in your box. I don't know.
Monkeypox in your box.
Yeah.
If you have a vasectomy and you know that you got that, why would you still need to use it? Like obviously other than STDs, but assume you knew you were both clean. Why would
That's
you
just
still?
because of the
Well, yeah, if
STDs.
you're in a relationship, yeah. If you know you're monogamous.
Well, it's just because of the STDs, and also he might want to last longer.
Yeah.
if he's wearing a
It's the
condom.
last longer
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Then
And
you-
that is
Definitely.
embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, and if he's not wearing a condom, if you last like 20 minutes with a condom without one,
4.
sometimes 4 minutes.
Is there a
So-
line that you say if you can't last? Like, what do you do? Like, is there a thing that you think?
Sorry. My name's Don, not Jim.
Is there like a line? Is there a thing that you
Well,
say?
the line,
It's like,
the,
you
the
know,
line
like,
would be,
oh,
it was like,
man,
oh, you're so sexy.
Yeah,
I
I just couldn't help. I
Is it
couldn't hold out. You
awkward
were just,
or
What do you
or
think?
is it just like
You've never had that happen? Everyone you've had sex with has lasted an hour.
no? I just honestly, I'm not that active these days.
all right, but no, I just go, sorry. You were just turning me on so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
And sometimes that's true.
Yeah, it usually is.
Yeah.
And others, it's just not
and then
personal.
and then you go, hey, give me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that when it's happened to me with guys, like they're very awkward, they're very embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it's like if they're embarrassed, then you start getting embarrassed for them. I'd rather them just shake it off and be cool about
Right,
it.
walk it off. Yeah.
Walk it off. Like if you start getting embarrassed, then I'm embarrassed for you. Just be cool about it. Okay, you came quickly. Just be cool. Just be cool. To be honest, I'm glad you came quickly because I'm tired. I probably didn't even want to have sex in the first place.
Right. But he might think like you, thinking, oh, man, this guy stinks in bed. He can't
Yeah, I
last
won't
long.
get another chance.
Sometimes, look, there's different things you got to do. If you feel like it's coming on, you're going to come quick. Just accidentally slip it out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And then go do other things. We'll go back down on her or something like that. Kill
All
some
different
time.
techniques.
Kill some time.
I feel like it's the worst thing ever when a guy's going down on you and he's just like, so what do I do down here? Like, so what do you like? I don't like that.
No, you just got to listen.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you are asking, so what do you like? That's literally the worst thing ever.
No, you don't. You just kind of, feel it out and see. You listen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
If you ask
So what
questions
do you
in
like?
the middle,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like sometimes a guy will just like go down there. They'll just be like, so, what should I do? And you're like, well,
And that's
not
exactly-
that.
That's exactly what that person would sound like, by the way.
So, what should I do down here?
No, I've had girls like they're going to go down and you go, how do you like, what do you like?
It's so
I do it.
awkward. What do you
But they'll-
say?
I'll just say, yeah, I mean,
I put it in your mouth.
I don't know. Just do something like when maybe. What do you get?
Yeah,
a
I'm like-
If I'm
tutorial?
not enjoying it, I go, hey, could you do a little more of this? It's not a bad thing.
Do you need a YouTube video?
no, you just kind of go, yeah, right there. That's perfect.
Right, yeah,
there. But
exactly.
I'm like, don't go to the bottom of the shaft because that's like numb. It's like paralyzed there. It does nothing.
Is that an age thing? Or?
No, it's just more the tip.
I never heard of that.
Sensation is more in the tip up top. So don't
Done.
spend too much time.
Really?
Never heard of this.
I haven't either. But no, I see that.
Yeah,
Interesting. Is this what that metal show was like, or
pretty much. Yeah, when the cameras weren't on. Yeah.
Yeah.
is this okay? So interesting. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Man, that's tough. It's like out of my whole life, what's the best advice ever? I'll tell you the best advice ever in comedy for me
Okay.
was really just like do your time.
Oh.
Because when I first started to headline, like that jump from 30 to 45 minutes is really tough. Like that's the hardest jump because going from, an MC to a feature, if you're good with crowd work, you can make that time up. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a solid 25 or 30, but if you're a headline, you have to have a solid 45. You can't bullshit 10 minutes of it. So, it's do your time, and which means you got to have the time. And I just think I see guys who are really funny or women and they'll go on for an hour and you're just like, nah, just do the time. If you're not doing great, it's time to get off. And if you're killing, leave them wanting more, right? And I think I kept a lot of gigs that way by doing that. I remember playing down at the Baltimore Comedy Factory and I went to the Orioles game with the booker that day and he goes, oh, I'm glad I could get you back. Man, the owner of the club's not really a big fan of yours. He doesn't really think you're that funny or whatever. And I was like, oh, all right. It kind of bummed me out, but whatever. So I did the weekend there, and my last show, I was leaving, and I forgot my intro CD up in the DJ booth. So I walked back in the room, and I went up in the booth, and the owner and all the waitresses came in, and they started counting the money out. And and they didn't know I was up there, and every single waitress was like, oh, my God, that guy's like a machine. Just 45 minutes, like almost to the second, every night, every show. And one goes, oh, my God, that was great. I got home. We didn't have to pay an extra hour for the babysitter. And then one said, oh, me and my husband actually went out Friday night after the show. We had time to go out, so it was, and And so the guy kept booking me after that, and I realized, all right, good. Other people in the club have lives. They don't want to sit there for 2 hours while you're woodshedding every thought you ever had.
So like maintain a level of professionalism with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you basically have to show up on time, do your time on stage.
It's a job.
Don't get fucked up at the bar before, and don't fuck the wait staff.
And be nice.
That's basically
crazy.
It's not that tough. There's not too many rules.
The wait staff's not that hot.
It depends.
Sometimes, but
it's basically just show up on time, go do your time on stage, don't go over, be a have your phone, make sure you get the right light, make sure you find out where you give me the light. The guy in the back to signal you get off stage in a few minutes, and do your time when you're on stage. Yeah, the waitresses got kids and shit like that. They're paying babysitters. These assholes go on for 2-3 hours. They don't care.
Crazy.
They just want to go home.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia was in the week before and, did 3.5-hour shows. So they're just like, oh, my God, this guy is right on time every night. And then just be nice. Because I tell young comics, I go, be nice, do your time, don't steal material. And they'll look at me like, he's blowing me off. Like, that's such generic advice. I go, but do you realize how many comics can't do those 3 simple things?
Yeah. So
and if you want to do 3 hours, just do a different hour on the second show.
Yeah.
That night. Do a different hour on the next show. You don't have to do it all together. And meanwhile, they're walking half the room after like 2 hours. Like, I'm getting out of here. I got to go. I'm tired. And they're leaving. It's like, dude, you don't get the hint?
It's almost like they know that the audience doesn't want to sit through it either. Like, I've definitely seen comics be like, lock the doors, I'm locking you in here, like, as a joke. And it's like, yeah, like, this is a lot. Like, this is so self-indulgent. It's too much. Like, it's hard to watch a 3-hour movie, let alone where you can go to the bathroom and eat popcorn and check your phone, like, let alone a 3-hour live performance of one guy going on about whatever the fuck is in his fucked up brain. So
it's all ego.
Like, we worship Dice, and we've worked with Dice for years and years and years. But even Dice, maybe he'll do an hour 10, hour 15. Tops.
Rarely, though. He usually does like an hour.
Right about an hour. And it's just like, yeah, that's about right.
Right.
Like, all right, like, kill for an hour solid and get off. That's tough for anybody. I mean...
It is. That's a crazy amount of time to do in the first place.
To really kill for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then why would you want to keep going on? But whatever.
I think that's good. That's solid advice.
What's the best advice you got?
Best advice I've ever received. I was thinking about it today because it's the premise of my podcast.
Right, but then this isn't the best advice because every week you have new best advice.
Well, I think the best advice today
is don't date any Capricorns.
Don't date any Capricorns. It would be...
Is that a code word for something?
No, because she's in the astrology and all that stuff.
I am.
Yeah, so...
All right.
The Capricorns, I think, are mean, I heard.
They're no good.
No.
Yeah.
They're very work-oriented.
The guys born in May, they're nice.
I don't know about astronomy.
May?
The guys in May aren't good either.
Oh, what's your...
They make excuses when they go down on you. They're like, what do you want me to do? I'm a Capricorn.
I'm going to wear a condom even though I got a vasectomy.
Where should I lick?
It's more of an awkward,
I'm sorry. I'm a
He's born in late September, so I don't know what that
Libra.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where to lick.
My father's a Libra.
Oh.
I just had lunch with him. And
Don's got his side of his father's
I'll have
nose,
dinner
too.
with you then.
What?
Yeah, this is my dad's side of the nose.
What's your exact birthday?
September 27.
Okay. The best advice I would say is don't listen to anyone's advice, really. Which is an interesting thing for this podcast. But you can take people's advice, you consider it, but don't just follow it blindly. Don't blindly follow anyone's advice.
Right.
I think I've been dumb enough to do that a lot, especially in this industry. Like, I'll be like, oh, I look up to this person, and they give me advice, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'm kind of manic. And I'll just take someone's advice and apply it to everything. And then because I respect who they are, and then I'll regret it because I'll realize it's not the best decision for me. I should have trusted what I was doing. And I think a lot of the times I'll like doubt my own self. And instead of being like, oh, what I was doing was actually working for me, I shouldn't have been so quick to dismiss it all and take what this person said.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how I ended up with an OnlyFans. Because, he told me I should have one. So.
Is that why your shirts have sleeves now?
I try to not have sleeves on my shirts.
How come you guys you're so into rock and roll and all this like cool metal stuff? No tattoos.
No.
Why?
It wasn't, when we were coming up, it wasn't the thing, tattoos at the time. It was earrings and long hair, and all that shit, yeah.
When did tattoos, like what were tattoos then?
Rarely, like...
No one, like when you were a teenager, had a
if
tattoo.
you're like guys that like came out of prison had tattoos.
Really?
And like even the bands that we liked until like Guns N' Roses came around.
Didn't really, yeah.
In
really
like
have a lot.
1987, when they came out, they're like, holy shit, look at these fucking guys.
Really?
Yeah. So it wasn't too much, guys in the military maybe or some shit.
Yep.
Or
Nobody in high school had a tattoo.
Yeah, nobody. It wasn't a thing then.
Well, then what about now? Now it's a thing. Are you like, all right, it's a
Now
thing.
it's over.
We
rock
don't
and
have
roll.
bodies like we did in high school.
It's over now. It's like you can't,
Okay, right now if you did it.
Earrings were a thing. That's where you got earrings. Earrings and long hair.
Earrings and long hair.
Try to look like a girl, so you can get girls. Because that's the look they liked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I never even had earrings.
Why?
Just wasn't my thing. And nobody would have a piercing like that. I mean, piercings were not big. I mean, none of that stuff was big coming up. And then it's like, I never done coke because it's like by the time you hit, 25, it's like, all right, I've never done coke. Why start now?
Why hadn't you done coke? It wasn't big.
Because it just wasn't a thing.
What were the drugs that were like in?
Just
Weed.
drinking.
Drinking
And maybe some weed. That was basically it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You just for having a nice, relaxing time.
Yeah.
The coke was like, I would see my friends on it, like they just turned into assholes.
Yeah.
They would just babble and babble and babble. Like became all serious instead of funny. And they would just sit there and talk about dumb shit for like hours and hours. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here with a 12-pack of beer. I'm like, this is fucking fun.
Right.
Let's go out. They're like, nah, we got to solve this American Indian problem. I'm like, I didn't even know you knew about it.
Right.
And they would spend like $300 on a
Too
fucking
much.
8-ball of Coke
And
when
be
we're only
fucking
making
crazy.
that for the whole week, at your job. I'm like, that's just stupid. And then they wake up the next day all depressed.
Yeah, it's
They're miserable.
No
And they're not even fun when they're on coke either, because they're all serious. They're all fucking their jaws going. Then they got to drink more. They stay up all night, and they're annoying to be around. If you're not doing coke and you're around people who do coke, it's brutal.
They don't shut the fuck up.
No, it's so
There's
bad.
nothing worse than being around someone on blow that's just talking nonstop.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like weed.
And repeating themselves over and over again.
Over and over. But people smoking weed and people are drinking. Those worlds can collide.
Right.
But if you're not doing coke and you're with people on coke, it's brutal.
Have you ever considered like being sober as a way to get like how do you manage like being around that stuff for so long? Like I feel like I'm always being offered like a drink, and for me I can't like if I can't perform if I've drank before, because I feel like I don't know what it is, but there's like a weird haze that comes over me where I feel like I just can't connect to what I'm saying. Like, but I'm always being offered a drink, and I feel like it's rude when I say, like, people take it personally sometimes when you say no. Like, how do you feel that way? How do you deal with that?
You just tell them after the show. I don't drink before I go on either, because it's it's all about the show, and you want to if you don't feel, because then it's a bad habit.
Paying for they're paying for you to perform.
Right, but then it's a bad habit you get in. If you feel like you're doing good with the drink, then you need one before every show.
Right.
So then if you're doing shows 6-7 nights a week, you're drinking every night. Mm-hmm. So you just tell somebody, hey, thanks, I don't, maybe after the show, I don't drink before I go on. That's all you got to say. And people go, okay. And that they still, if they're drunk, you go, listen, man, I'm going to work. Do you go drink before you go to work?
Yeah.
I even break it down further. I go, look, I'm going to work. I'm not going to you don't drink at your desk before you fucking start your day. I go, hit me up afterwards.
Because most people think we're up there, we're drunk, we're stoned or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to just to have the balls to say what you say.
Because people will go, if I ever did it, man, I'd have to get fucked up. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Really.
And you're going to do it 6 nights a week for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're going to have no liver in 10 years if you do it that way. So,
or he's told people, which is a good one. He'd be like, dude, I've gotten 3 DUIs in the last 6 months.
No, yeah. I said if I get one more, I go to jail for 10 years.
Have you gotten a DUI?
No, never.
But it's a good thing to say to
because you
people.
can't argue with a drunk person. You just I go, look, I had 3 DWIs. I go, if I get one more, I go to jail for 10 years. Some people go, one guy's like, come on, man, you can't just do one shot. I go, dude, I don't know you. I go, I'm going to sit in jail for 10 years. There's one shot I might do to fuck me up if I hit something on the way home or whatever. I go, I don't know you. I'm not going to jail for 10 years. People will still argue or they'll go, okay, no problem. Go, okay. I'm like, all right, good.
Wow.
But because you can't argue with it, you just keep arguing and arguing, and they don't understand.
No, just one.
'Cause they
man.
want you-
You can't do one shot.
Yeah. I got to drive home. Come on. So what? You got to do a couple. You can't have a couple more beers? No.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, so you get that. But you
We
just
have answers for everything.
You know, after all these years, and then
Lying.
push it
I
on.
don't ever lie in my life. Like, I'm basically an open book about everything. I go on my Twitch stream. Like, I stream 4 times a week. I'm just blah, 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 everything.
Right.
And I'm just an open book, too honest about everything. I never lie like that. It's fun.
Well, you have. It's not. It is a lie, but it's not really because
Right.
Or I'm going to argue with them for
Right,
10 minutes
right.
about how
Well,
I don't want to
you're fucking
drink.
with people, and that's fun.
No,
Right,
but
but
not
why-
when you're trying to concentrate before you go on.
Or
Right.
and then even after, I just no, I got to drive home tonight. Oh, come on, you can't have one. I got a 4-hour drive. I go, I'm not gonna start drinking beers and then get in a car and drive 4 hours. I'm not worried about getting pulled over. But no, I want to fucking.
But at some point, you should be fucking with people that are fucking with you.
I don't consider a lie. I'm just like it's an easier. I always try to figure an easier way to get out of it, dealing with
That's
the drunk
valid.
because
Yeah.
we've been dealing with drunks for years. Whether I was DJing at a rock club or at a
Ooh,
comedy or at concerts, so you know how to deal with them. You know what to say to them because they get mad if you're not drinking with them. They feel like you're,
Yes.
hey, join me. What do you think? You're better than me because I'm not drinking. I'm like, dude.
We had a guy one time in Kansas City on New Year's, and we all ended up at this club afterwards. He's like, we were standing at the bar. He's like, comes in between us. He's like, we're doing shots all night. That was a great show. We're doing shots for New Year's. And he bought like the most expensive bottle, whatever, shot glasses lined up. And me and Jim are just standing there like, oh my God, like twice a year I'll do a shot. I'm a beer
We did a
guy.
shot.
We did, yeah. That's my one. I have one more shot this year.
Uh-oh. You don't do shots.
I will sometimes.
Once in a while.
Not with
once-
us.
Once in a while. I got a Jägermeister machine in my basement.
You do?
Yeah.
What's a Jägermeister machine?
It's like the machine that just pours the Jaeger if you see it behind a bar.
Oh.
It's chilled. You can pour it right out. Too bad I'm not 20. I don't drink Jaeger. I used to did some shit for Jägermeister, and they go, if you want the machine with the Jaeger, I go, yeah, why not? So it's in my basement. I use it like once a year.
So
My Super Bowl party.
We knew we weren't going to get it. We knew this guy was not going to be deterred.
Okay.
So we're like, pour him. Let's go. So we might have done the first one, and then after that, we'd be like, let's toast to this, yeah. And he'd go, yeah, and we go
Just dump
right
it
over
on
our
the floor.
backs. So
Yeah.
we probably dumped 10 shots each over
Yeah.
our shoulder, and he didn't even notice.
Wow.
Then he was hammered and wandered away.
I do a thing where I will get a drink and then I'll go to the bathroom, pour it down the toilet. I do that.
And then fill it back up. Like if someone buys your vodka, go fill it up at the sink with water at the sink in the bathroom.
Keep the ice in it. Drink.
Keep the ice in it, and then it looks like, or even afterwards, people want you to drink. No, I got one. I'm good. I got vodka soda.
My anxiety is that I pour it down the toilet.
See, I don't
the
see you
toilet
having
water
it-
splashes back, and then there's toilet water in the drink if I were to fill it up again. But I could pour it in the sink. But what were you saying?
I don't see you having anxiety.
That's nice.
No, I don't. I like the
Me
down
or
and
her?
talked about it. Natalie, like she just fucking hangs and chills and does her show. She's not fucking crazy. She doesn't come in like a mess. 10 minutes after the show started. Oh my God, I couldn't find my keys. I got pulled over. I didn't have my license. None of that shit.
Yes.
You're there early. You do your show. You don't fucking you're not freaking out. You just go up and do it. So I don't see it, but
That's good.
maybe it's when you're on Twitch.
No, I think it's in my head.
It's probably in your head.
Yeah.
No, because I remember even that show that we did in Vineland, New Jersey. You were doing great. And we said, do a half hour or whatever. It doesn't matter. And you got off at like 20 minutes. I go, you should have done more. You did great. She goes, yeah. You go, I was nervous. I was doing good in front of you guys. I don't want to push it. I go, this is the place to push it. You know what I mean?
Good in front of you and Don. What are you
Yeah,
talking
we
about?
already know you're in. You know what I
No,
mean?
but at least you have, as far as the performance anxiety, you know how to channel it. That's a problem for a lot of
You
people.
lit me, and I was like, "Oh my God! I just got a big laugh. I've been killing this whole 20 minutes, and I'm good.
No, we already know you're funny, so it's like that was the place to try some shit. Do 30, or go do 30 minutes. But yeah, you did 20. So
Yeah,
You
sometimes,
did your time.
Yeah, I did my time. Like Boston, I was like, I think, yeah. Sometimes if I'm at my time and I've done good, I'm like, all right, I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to push it. I get it, but you could have done more. We wouldn't have held it against you because you were doing great with the 20 minutes. So we weren't going to like, oh man, that last 10.
Yeah.
I'm
just still in that place where I just want.
But we all have performance anxiety. It's just how you channel it.
Yeah.
So you seem to have a handle on it. I agree with Jim on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's not easy.
Yeah, but I agree with you, like, to not follow blindly into advice, and especially especially any creative field, because you see comics all the time, you know, and I probably was guilty of this early on. It's like, you show up at the club and you're watching somebody up on stage and they're murdering the room and you're thinking, oh man, maybe I should be more physical like this guy or this girl. Yeah, maybe I could, because that person's killing. But then you don't see them go downtown and the next set they bomb.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a trap a lot of people get caught up in. They see somebody killing a certain one. I should be more deadpan. That's what, that guy's killing. He's deadpan. Because so you'll drive yourself nuts that way. So I think, you know, any advice people give you or whatever, you take it with a grain of salt. You consider it and you go, yeah, all right. You know, another good piece of advice I got very early on was this comic, you know, Steve Marshall.
Yeah.
He said to me, he goes, and I was early on, maybe 3 years in, 4 years. And he's like, man, your stuff's really funny. He goes, but you're manic on stage. Like you're pacing back and forth. And he goes, people are waiting for you to be physical. And then you're not. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, I never, noticed that. But that's just your nervous energy. Mm-hmm. So for like a month after that, every set I literally did with my foot on the back wall. Way too subdued, but then I found my way back to the middle again. Okay. And that ended up being a really good piece of advice. Like, the power comes from the center. Then if you want to go this way or that way, it's cool. But like he's like, if you gravitate in here, you'll have more power.
That's cool.
Which helped. And then the material I had at the time, which was not great, got better automatically.
I've been doing a very weird thing with the mic stand. I feel myself doing it, and I've been holding on to the mic stand in a weird way. Like, I know I've been doing this for long sets, and I'm like a lanky person sometimes, so I've been like weirdly wrapping my arm and leg around the mic stand sometime, and I think if I stopped, I would have more power on stage, and it's like a weird comfort thing. Yeah, no, the mic stand. Oh, if you watch Bill Burr still puts his hand on the mic stand. It's like a comfort thing. It's there. Right. But you can lean on it. It's there. People grab it. When I get on stage, I put it all the way in the back, so I don't even touch it. Yeah. But it works too. I mean, no one's criticizing Bill on that. Going, man, why does he put his hand on the mic stand? It's just like you could use it. No one really cares. I'm like the mic stand's. Well, you probably because you're lonely. You need to cuddle with something. You know what I mean? You want to cut you, so you cuddle with the mic instead. He's a nice tall gentleman. Yeah, nice tall thin gentleman. You want to cuddle. It's weird because I still feel like I'm like working towards something. Like it's weird to feel satisfied in this field because I'm like feel like okay, I have a good set. Okay, like that's great. I feel really good for about however many minutes. I got it now. I feel good. I just had a good, last night I had a good set. Then I got in my car, feel good, drove home. Okay. Captioned some videos from the set. Okay. And then it's like, what I feel like, when am I going to feel like, because that's basically what this life is, just continuing to perform, have good sets, have bad sets. What point do you feel like, I guess I feel like you just have to develop a quality of life that you feel satisfied with. And I feel like I'm having a hard time feeling happy in the moments in between doing stand-up. I feel really happy when I'm on stage, but I just feel like maybe I'm not able to manage my workload, and I feel, I don't know, when am I going to get to a point where I'm able to manage just being happy in the moments between? Never. You can't get too high, you can't get too low after a set. Because it's going to be up and down all the time. So, and if you have a bad set, it's like a bad day at work, but it's over in 20 minutes. Well, yeah. So people that work a regular job have a bad day. They're stuck there for 8-9 hours. Right. It's miserable. So it's just we can relate to them the same way. Our day is just shorter. And you're okay. Now I got to go work harder. All right. So sometimes when you have a bad set, it actually helps. I got to really work on my shit. I got to make sure it's the right order, whatever it is. But no, you just have to. You have to have goals. Okay, I want to film a special in the next 2 years. So I'm going to work on this material. I'm going to record an album. So that's your goal. So you just keep building that material, building it. Just have it. A goal at the end of the day, and that's how you keep going. But it's what do you have in the moments in between? I feel like I have these goals. It's for example, on Twitch, I feel like what I've been working towards is having an average of 75 viewers so that I could apply to be a partner. Right. I finally got that, and I applied to be a partner, and I don't know if I got it yet, but it almost made me sad to get to the point of 75 viewers because I'm like, oh, I got to this now what? Like now I'm just bummed out. I don't know if I'll get partner or not, but now I'm just like, I don't have a goal and I just feel kind of depressed and I feel like, I don't know, like.
So then try to get it to 100. So, okay, now that I
why?
got 75.
What is that for what?
You're just going to keep moving up and up. You want to just build your audience, whether you're a comic.
I feel like depressed.
But it's the same thing if you start touring, though. If you start touring, you go, when I went to Boston last time, I got 100 people. My career's starting to do better. So when I go back in 8 months, I'm going to draw 175. And the next time I go back, I'm going to sell out a whole show, 350 people. That's where you build your career up to.
I think the truth is this: is like you will get to a point, hopefully, where you'll be happy. But I think we're very rarely satisfied. Like this thing, what we do is a journey, And every time you think, okay, now I really got a groove now. And then you look back at that point 4 years later, and you go, I had no idea what I was talking about back. Now I have this down. And then 4 years after that, you go, oh no, I was wrong back then. Now I have it down. So you know what I mean? You're always going to chase that ultimate spot where you're like, okay, I've got this now. And you never get there. So you just got to be happy along the way. And like Jim said, like set little goals along the way. Be happy when you hit them. And
then you move on.
But you'll never be satisfied. They'll always. Yeah. You could crush on a Netflix special, and you get off stage and go, man, that third joke didn't do as good, and that whole thing about my dad's nose. I could rewrite that, make that better.
He's very handsome.
So. Well, I didn't say he wasn't.
I have small features.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you'll probably never be 100% satisfied, but you should be happy.
But is anyone satisfied in any job they do? No, right? And it's a guy that works at the post office, a guy that works at an office, the guy that's building a tech company. Is anybody? Everybody's got a job, and it's like, okay, you just make what you can out of it. And the happiness, just this is my job, and then put it aside and have some hobbies and go do something else and stop, don't worry about the business all the time. There's nothing you could do. Like, what do you want out of the business? Like, what's your ultimate goal?
Right.
What do you? Mine? Yeah, you don't even know probably, right? You're like, I don't know. I guess I would like to do a movie, maybe a show
a special,
or something.
Like I'd like to get a TV credit.
Right. Okay. So then when you get that, then what are you going to want?
Right.
You go, okay, I got that. Now am I happy?
I feel
Look, as long as it's this day and age with comedy, as long as you're performing in front of your fans and making a good living at what you're doing, what more do you need? You know what I mean? Like, do you really want to be in the spotlight? Do you want freaking TMZ following you down the street in New York City? You know what I mean? Just every move you make, you probably don't want that. I don't think you do.
Right.
And if you don't want that, you just play to your audience. Look at all these guys that are selling out theaters and friggin' arenas and stuff like that. They just do it their own way. And you already got a big following on social media. So it's like, if you made $1 million tomorrow on something, then what? Are you going to be happy?
Out of my mom's basement. Maybe.
All right. Well, that's a goal.
You'd want $2 million.
So then your goal is in a year. I got to move out of my mom's basement. I got to make shit happen.
Yeah.
You set goals like that, and then all right, I got to make enough money and build my following up on the road. Work on my jokes.
Yeah.
Everyone, look. I think if you really want to be happy, I would get a nose job.
Well, just the dad side.
You'd get a nose job?
No, you. Just the one side, though.
Not your mom's side. Your mom's side is.
Then you'll be really happy. No, listen, everything.
See, that's coming from a guy that's born in late September. They're sarcastic.
He just wouldn't be saying this if you were sitting on my left. If you're sitting on my right, you're soaking it all in. And
it's throwing me. But no, listen, everyone's path is different. That's the beautiful thing. You love the Twitch thing. We don't even know what Twitch is. When we started doing comedy.
You sure Twitch a lot for someone who doesn't know what Twitch is. No, I'm kidding.
That's a whole other issue I got neurologically. But Jim, like when Jim and I started, and he started even before me, but like, if we never tailored our career so that one day we'd be on a heavy metal talk show with another one of our friends meeting all our musical idols from our childhood. Like we could have never planned that. Right. That's just the way it went. Yeah. Luckily it went that way because those are the worlds that we live in, And, back when we started out, all you had was the late night shows, which we auditioned for all of them, and never got them. And then SNL, and it's like, we don't do characters. We're not political comics. We don't do impressions. So we're not right for that. So we're just like, we'll find our own path through this. We started doing Terrorizing Telemarketer CDs, hidden camera DVDs that we did. And then, then shit started to just come together. And then the business finds out where you belong, and that's where you go. You don't have, not every comic has to have a sitcom or this or this a Netflix special. It doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
It's whatever you make of your career. And like you said, if you could build your own audience, doesn't matter what you do. You have your crowd, you go play in front of them.
Sometimes I just feel like I was telling my mom yesterday. I was just like, Mom, I feel sad because I feel like all I do is like, I just like work. I'm like working. I just work and I sleep. And I feel like my quality of like life outside of that is just like non-existent.
Yeah, you got to get a hobby. You got to have something where you just completely.
I just don't know.
Like
what
me and
that
Don go to
is.
concerts. We were texting. You're like, you go. That's all you do is go to concerts. I go, yeah, that's my time off. We're going to one tomorrow. We're going to one Sunday. I was been on the road the last 3 weeks. I've done 18 shows in 19 days, and I'm like, I'm off now. I'm going to go,
Right.
and I'm not even going to think about comedy. You know, and then I'm going to go out and have a good time,
Come
fucking
with us
drink.
Thursday to a concert.
I have my show. I asked him to do it, and he said he's going to the concert.
Yeah. But so
I'd
that
love to, though.
you got to find some like hobby to just completely just get your mind off it.
You know, maybe refurbish the basement.
The basement.
You know, do something like that. So find something out that you like, then you just get your mind completely off it and just go do
Like
it.
I can't think of anything that I enjoy doing.
Look, you at your age, we were the same way. It was all about comedy. I didn't give a fuck about anything else. That's what I was completely focused on. I barely saw my family. I was living like 45 minutes. I'd see them once in a while, but I missed all these birthdays, anniversaries, all this shit because I just wanted to be at the Comedy Cellar, Boston Comedy Club, doing sets every night. I didn't give a fuck about anything else. So you'll get to a point where like, all right, I need to do something else. I need to have some other kind of fun besides just worrying about doing my sets that night, writing jokes during the day, and that's it. So,
Like, what's fun?
well, what's fun to you?
I don't know.
Well,
Like,
you make money on some of the Twitch. You like gaming, right? Would you do that just for fun?
The thing is that it's like it's I love Twitch so much, but it is like a job. Like it is energy draining. It is entertainment. Like I have to be on the whole time. You know?
Like tattooing. You
I
told
love
me a
getting
long
tattoos.
No. But you told me a while back that you started some tattooing.
I was trying to tattoo.
trying to.
I was, but
So why don't you pursue that?
that's
Because you don't need that to make a living. So it could just be a hobby, and then maybe it becomes something. You never know. That's something you love.
okay. I
Right.
could do some drawing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you like music.
I do like
Go to a
music.
concert.
I could go to a concert.
Rock
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Do you go to the beach?
I want to go to the beach. My mother, I love her. She goes, you should take a physics class.
A what class?
A physics class.
Physics class.
I was like, Mom, no.
Right.
Why do you like
Like,
physics?
that's going to help. No. She's like, expand your mind. I was like, no, Mom.
You like tarot cards, even though you didn't bring them. But,
I didn't bring the tarot.
so that's a hobby.
Yeah, why don't you do you
have
could
a
do
lot
that
of
as a
hobbies.
hobby.
What how? Yeah.
You could do that shit over Zoom and stuff, read people's cards and all that shit.
This really has
If you
become
wanted to.
Help Natalie.
That's what the podcast
it should be
is
called.
about.
It should be
Yeah.
called Don and Jim Help Natalie.
That's the podcast.
Not you're not helping us at all.
People get confused by the name, but I could change it help for Natalie, but
Tattoos, tarots, Twitch,
I want to go to the
music, beach.
I guess.
You have a lot of interests outside of the basement.
I guess.
You know?
Sometimes you just got to go like, I need a day to just chill, watch some fucking Netflix series. I'll just take one day.
I say that, but
Like
then,
every 10 days, I won't do anything and no phone, no nothing. I'll just watch some series, like 5-6 shows or whatever. And I just completely zone out. And it recharges you.
no phone.
No, well, maybe a couple little, but not really, no.
Do you feel it's like a little lonely though, and like you can't pay attention and like all of that stuff, or no?
No.
I'm okay
Like,
alone. I'm all right alone in my own thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm fine with my thoughts. It's just I get a little bored watching TV sometimes.
All right, well, that might not be for you. But if it's something interesting you might like,
Okay. Okay. These are
You did a magazine for a while.
I did do. I see. The thing is, I love working. Like that magazine was fun. I like doing stuff like that. But the magazine was fun.
Do a book. I did a joke book.
Yeah,
I did a heavy metal joke book. That was fun.
a book is fun. Yeah, you guys both have books.
Yeah, I wrote a book, yeah.
Time to do. Oh, okay. Time.
Did we do the hour?
Not the whole hour.
Okay.
You're not off the hook yet.
All right. What other help do you need?
Jesus.
But that's all right to work. You want to work. You're not lazy. You're
Right.
not a lazy comic.
My favorite video game is basically just doing chores on the video game. It's called Animal Crossing. You just do chores.
Really.
It's so fun. You build a house. You
If
build
only
a
you could do the
community.
chores for your mom in the house. You're doing them at a video game.
Yeah, she's like, God
You haven't
damn
done
it.
you haven't done the laundry in 2
Right.
years.
Why are all the clothes on the floor?
Because I'm cleaning up on my TV.
Like, I'm weeding my island.
No, but you should. There's a lot of comics that are lazy, just smoke weed. They'll do a couple sets that night or a set or whatever, and then that's it. And then they go back to smoking weed and watching and playing video games and doing nothing else. At least you're building your career. As you got no life on the side, at least you're building your career. So
Not
look
a
at it
life
that
to
way.
speak. Not a life to speak of.
Right, but you're focusing on your career. So that's good. That's what you should be doing. You're on the way up. So you got to keep building and building and building. Jim Norton, when I used to live with him and we're best friends, I mean, he didn't take a night off for like probably 12 years.
Really?
Never took a night off from comedy. Christmas, Easter, it didn't matter. He want to work that night. He'd get off a plane from Vegas, right to the Comedy Cellar. Never wanted to take a night off. And then eventually he realized, I need some time. Started taking vacations. Didn't do stand-up for a while after the pandemic, but that's all he did. It was his whole life. He didn't give a fuck about anything else.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, but look where it got him. So it did, it worked out well.
Yeah.
Once in a while he would go to a concert, but even that would bug him that he couldn't work that night.
Huh. It's an addiction sometimes working. It's just like, you can't, it's like, I feel like I'll be at home and like, I'll just be like, what work can I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, because you feel like you're wasting time.
That's how I fucking made this damn, new graphic. I was like, oh, I'll make a new graphic.
Yeah. All the things you're saying are good, though.
Yeah.
You're thinking of them as just like, this is all I do, which it might seem like that to you.
It
But
could be nice to, like, I don't know, go outside or
Well, why don't
feel a
you?
little bit spark of dopamine from something else.
Yeah, you need to get out in the sun, get some sun,
I think I've been saying I need to exercise and eat lettuce.
eat lettuce.
I think eat more lettuce.
Why?
what kind?
I think I've been eating like shit as well, and maybe it's more like I've been eating like shit.
Well, your diet
Yeah,
is
well, because
something-
but it's not. It's not sticking
also-
to you. You're going to get to an age where all of a sudden those chicken McNuggets they eat, they're not going to come off anymore. You're like, oh shit. So right now you're not having that problem. When I hit like 27, that's when I couldn't eat or drink whatever I wanted to.
The comedy. I mean, how can you be a comic and not eat like shit?
Easy.
When you go on the road,
You could easily
You'd
find.
always find stuff,
He's a
yeah.
veterinarian, and he's always found stuff on the road.
he is a veterinarian.
Yeah, so he's always. And even before all these veterinarian restaurants that popped up in the last 10 years.
Get? A piece of bread?
like ceiling tiles and.
No, he'd find like pizza
Paint
or
chips.
whatever.
But that's not healthy.
But I'm just saying it.
But
But he
there's
could.
always something to eat.
There's always
Yeah,
something to
but-
eat.
You could go anywhere, literally. I mean, you could go to a steakhouse and have a great vegetarian meal.
Yeah, but a healthy, like say you go to a club.
Healthy.
I guess clubs have salads now.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you just eat before you go to club. You figure it out. Like
Yeah.
there's a place near the hotel. You go there. Like they have shit food at the club, so I'm going to eat here.
Or you go to the club, get the chicken fingers, and you become a chicken finger girl.
I just had to eat those chicken fingers. We were at some event this past week, and I'm like, this is all they had was
Yeah.
fucking chicken fingers and pizza. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
I
but
eat
whatever.
chicken fingers like every fucking day.
Because you're a child. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way. Her and my son
How
are
are you
eating
supposed to
chicken
mean it?
fingers and chicken
Now
fingers
you're
and
comparing it
fries.
to your son.
I don't mean that in a bad. Like I'm just saying, no.
We shared chicken fingers the other week.
Yeah, I know.
Do you cut them into little shapes?
He
still?
ate my chicken fingers when I was on stage.
When he's on stage,
No,
Luke
you
ate
ate
all
half
chicken
my
fingers.
sandwich when we had the gig together.
That was good. It
No,
had
my
mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese sandwich.
Mac and cheese grilled cheese.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Still hungry for
When
that.
then Luke ate her food.
I went on stage. I came back and my chicken fingers.
Everyone ate each other's food.
It's good stuff.
It can be done.
It can be done.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can be healthy on the road. When we go on the road together, we're always in the hotel gym, or if there's not one there, we find a place. to go
Hotel
work out.
gym?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You work out in the hotel gym?
always.
Yeah, and then they got the breakfast in the morning. You could pick up some shit like oatmeal, apple, orange, banana.
Banana?
Banana?
Whatever. You call me a
There's no
veterinarian.
ER.
What's the difference?
There's no ER at the end of banana.
Yeah, I don't treat
It's banana,
animals either.
right?
Do you have you actually gone? You have the joke about the apple picking.
Yeah.
And is that something you've done a lot?
No, I've done it once,
The
but that's
apple
what every
picking?
woman wants to do.
Okay.
You look
Yeah, why
at
don't you go
every
apple picking?
I'm allergic. I told him.
Oh.
yeah, but every woman wants to fucking do everything. You know, if they're single, they want it. Every weekend's got to be full with some
true.
kind of activity.
I have to tell you, I've been meaning to tell you this. I had a really traumatizing peach picking experience.
Yeah,
I went peach picking. I didn't know I was allergic. And so, you know, when you go, you pick and
Right.
you eat. You pick them and you eat them. And then all of a sudden my face was covered in hives. Well, I'm allergic to peaches, apples.
because you didn't want to be there.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. So everything. Yeah.
Did you go
On
with
which
a
side,
dude?
your dad?
You went with a guy?
I went with a
Peach-
chick. I went with a girl.
Oh, girl.
On your
Okay, yeah.
dad's side
That's
or
a
your
girl
mom's
thing.
side,
That's what
your
it should
face?
be. Like
It
two
is,
girls
yeah.
should go.
That is a very fun. And the pictures are going to be better anyway.
Right. So yeah,
Two
the
hot
guy.
girls with some peaches.
Right. The guy doesn't want to fucking be there, you know. But that's whatever they have to do every weekend or any free time you have. It's got to be filled with some activity.
That is the good thing about being a comic, though. You can get out of doing a lot of that shit. Like, yeah, I wish I could, but I'm going to St. Louis this weekend.
I have
Sorry.
literally like rejected every single guy by being like, I'm focusing on my career right now. And they're like, you go, girl. And I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's a good
They
one.
don't
You
take it
say, look-
personally.
No,
Good,
I
that
know.
we
You just say, look, I'm
called
sorry,
her.
I don't have time.
Good.
You know?
I'm like, I'm
That's what I tell guys who ask me out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have your fair share of women that drive around the world to see you.
What do you mean?
Around the world. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a little,
I never had anyone
Groupies.
drive to Madrid to see me.
well, when's the last time you were in Madrid?
7 years ago.
Wow. Dude,
Are you trying to
He
ask
went-
me out?
he went
I'm
apple picking.
focusing on my career right now.
damn it. All right, I guess I'll have to wait until.
I did do some overseas gigs. So is he, yeah.
Well,
for
yeah.
the
I
Army.
imagine so. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except he actually went to combat areas. I was in Lisbon, Portugal, Madrid, Spain,
That's
the
nice.
Azores.
Look, at least you're not in a relationship where some guy's bringing down your career. Because that
Yes.
happens to a lot of people, whether the guy or the girl,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
where they don't want to be out every
Mostly
night,
guys.
and you better be home when you have to network and hang at the comedy club or whatever. You know, just hang with the other comics, talk shop and shit like that. You got a jealous boyfriend or husband, or you get the jealous girlfriend or wife. And it ruined. You see people get careers getting ruined because of that. So you don't. At least you're focused on your career. You're building up your audience, and you don't have that shit going on.
I feel like I always used to have this feeling like I need to be you need to be texting your boyfriend or like being like, yeah, I'm coming home or like be home. Like not having that is such a fucking relief. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's not like you're even doing anything wrong. You're
Yeah.
like, I know I need to leave right away to be home for this person, or I know I need to like be telling them what I'm doing, or I know like just because they want me home or because it's late or they want me
Right.
communicating because it's late. And it's like, no, dude, I don't need to fucking answer to anybody. This is my hour of work. Like, this is my life. This is what I'm doing. I'm giving up enough for other people. Like, this is ridiculous.
Right, because if you think someone's at their job for 8 hours, he's not going to be you're not going to be texting him. Go, what are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Yeah. Are you
Who,
coming home right
talking
away?
to somebody? Are you going to be?
Yeah.
You know, so that you're at your job, and it takes a little more than just going up on stage and doing 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You're there before. You're hanging with the comics. You're talking to people afterwards. You're eating with them and
Get
stuff.
ready, you
The
know.
second it's 5 o'clock, you're not running out the door. Like, it's,
Right.
Yeah.
So at least you got that going for you.
And think of all the shit you don't want to do that you can get out of. I mean, other than his wedding, I haven't been to one wedding in like 20 years.
I've only been to 2 weddings in my life.
So great. Because they're always on the weekend. I'm
Yeah.
away
I made
that
sure I
weekend.
had mine on a
like-
Sunday when comics can come.
Yeah.
In the summer when it wasn't busy.
Yeah.
I've been to my dad's wedding and my childhood friend's sister's wedding, and that's it. So, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Sounds like you got no friends.
Well, you didn't have to go that far, Jim.
Maybe that would be a
I'm
good
just trying to
hobby.
give you some advice.
Making
Doesn't it help with
friends.
Natalie?
I've got some friends.
No, I know.
No, you
They're just,
do. You do.
they're just you guys.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm
Just focusing on my career right now.
Damn it.
once you get out of your mom's basement, you'll get more friends.
Yeah. Listen, it's really nice down there. It's
No,
more,
I
it's more of
believe
an
me.
apartment.
I moved back and forth home
Right.
up till, here and there during my career when I, didn't have to pay any bills and shit, just so I can get out there and make money and just whatever I had to do, $50 a gig, 75, and it was fine. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. If you look back at it, when you're like 45, whether you moved out of your mom's basement when you were 27 or 29, ain't going to make a difference.
As long as it's before 30, I'll feel okay.
Yeah, so just hang there to 30.
Short-term
And
goal.
plus you're close to your mom.
I love my mom.
Yeah, so then why? Who
Very
knows?
attached.
She's not going to be around forever, so spend time with her while you can.
Yeah.
Believe me, we'll be trading places. Me and Jim will be living in your mom's basement, and you'll be out doing the theaters and arenas.
You guys might even make it upstairs.
Maybe.
All right, you guys. Where can people find you? Don, you want to go first?
Social media.
What's your maybe your handle?
On Instagram and Facebook, Don Jamieson Official. On Twitter, Real Don Jamieson.
And Jim?
I got a podcast, Everybody is Awful. It's out every Monday.
And on Instagram?
Nah, nobody cares. And you could people could find you. They could just put my name in if they really want to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think.
It's true.
Like, I'm not, after this podcast airs, nothing against your podcast or anybody's podcast. I'm not all of a sudden going to have like 150 extra followers. Like, holy shit.
You might.
I'm not saying.
I gave out mine.
And I'm not saying it, nothing against your podcast or anybody. I'm doing Godfrey's podcast later. Okay, and I'm going to play, and I'm not going to get all these people. If they like it, they like it, and they can find you. Just
I'm going to get 150 after this one.
But anyway, my podcast, Everybody is Awful, every Monday, and I do a Patreon, but whatever. Just go listen to it for free and then figure it out. And I give advice. It's Help with Jim Florentine, a podcast.
And he reads tarot cards when he remembers to bring them.
I just did the graphics for it. I'm going to put some shade in the background.
Well, hopefully.
Look, Natalie, let's sum this all up. You need a hobby. You need to get out, do something else. Forget about work. Take one day off a week. Fucking don't go online. Don't Twitch. Don't do any of that shit. You don't have to post any videos. And go do something.
That's a good summary.
Watch some TV. Do whatever. Go with your mom somewhere. Hey, Mom, you want to go look at some fucking statue or something?
Go see the Elvis movie.
Mom, you want to go pick peaches, but I can't eat them because I'm allergic?
Yeah.
Go see the Elvis movie with your mom. I'm sure your mom liked Elvis.
Yeah.
It's in the movie theater. Go to a movie theater.
Okay.
They got kids stuff there for you, the fucking dots.
Yeah.
You can have the kids'
Dippin' Dots?
candy.
Yeah.
They got milk duds.
You can get
I
chicken
love
fingers
milk
before.
duds. That's actually my favorite.
I know. So they got kids' candy
I
for
actually
you.
love milk duds. That's actually a grandma candy. I like Whoppers and milk duds.
Yes, they have them there. So
And
you can,
popcorn, gummies.
yeah, of course. You have all that.
Soda.
You can have the fish, the old school
I love
fish.
food. I do
Yeah,
love food.
Juji beans.
Right. So go there with your mom. Go, hey, Mom, let's go see the Elvis movie.
Okay.
But most importantly, get a nose job. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.